Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna do a little end of the year check-in today, and I'm gonna start by showing you my tree. It's still up. I stopped putting water in the base like a few days ago, and it's all dry, so it actually was still absorbing a lot. I think particularly the larger branches. The smaller ones you can see getting brown. I was tempted to put some more water in there, but really I want to, I'm going to set you on the tripod here in a sec. I want it to dry out so it'll be easier to take it outside and I won't be worried about like slopping water all over the place. So here it is. Just tomorrow is, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is the 30th. So that means just one more day before New Year's Eve. I have been working on my, whatever it's called, end of year compass, that little thing that I showed that I have, and I got all the last year stuff done. There's one part that said, what were your challenges this year? Because it said, what were your accomplishments and what were your challenges? So I'm heating up some milk here, a little bit of milk for mixing yogurt. And so I had filled in my what I thought were my accomplishments, and then when I read something like what are your challenges, my immediate reaction was these are things that I'm still working on. And then the next question was, and how did you overcome your these challenges? It's like, I'm still working on them. That was the only part of it that I thought was a little bit goofy in the questioning, but that was my interpretation. So, and also the spaces that they give you are not nearly large enough to write in. So I still need to work on my thoughts for going forward into the coming year. I'm going to move this around just a little bit and hope that you can see me okay. So yeah, so I still need to do that. I still need to do the coming year thing. And obviously that's going to be a lot of artwork and garden work and work and making money and all that kind of stuff. It's been a really weird year, obviously, for many of us, just because of like the collective consciousness and things that are going on in the world and in this country, and it's just, you know, there's a lot of, it's not very harmonious. So we've got to create, you know, harmony in our own lives, I guess, or something like that. I guess I'm okay with that, sorry. So what was I saying? So the coming year, the things that I want to do, and then so I've been taking care of a bunch of different little things. One of my burners in my stove messed up, so I had to call somebody in, and it turns out it's an easy fix. And while he was out, I noticed that my refrigerator door isn't sealing properly, so I need the seal replaced on that. So it's like, good, 2 things off my list at one time, good, getting stuff done, trying to get stuff out of the way before the next year begins. And that's all good, and just, you know, maintaining my own sense of centeredness and openness and equanimity, not getting upset about stuff. So So here's the deal. So I'm working real hard at this stuff, and I went to Aikido last night, and then we went out to dinner, and I'm talking to Sensei, and I'm saying, yeah, you know, I went through the holidays pretty well, and you know, I've really done, it's been good. And so here's a little bit of backstory. I have this little 2009 Honda Fit, and it has an aftermarket car alarm. I mean, I probably wouldn't have put a car alarm in it myself, but you know, it was on there. So it has this aftermarket car alarm that is this is like really hypersensitive. It goes off when you know, the wind blows too hard, or there's a big boom of thunder or something like that. And it just doesn't always engage when it's supposed to engage. And there are places, I swear, there are places where I park sometimes where it just doesn't work as well, because I unlock and lock the car with the car alarm. And so when I've been going to Aikido, I've been leaving it unlocked. And when we went to dinner afterwards, it was a place that I wasn't as sure of the area, so I went ahead and I used the car alarm. And it's 10 o'clock when we get out of the restaurant, and I come to my car and it's not opening. I can't get it to open, and I know that when the car alarm is engaged and I try to open it manually, it sets it off. So I asked one of my my fellow students, I said, hey, can you wait with me here for a little bit while I try to get my car open? It's not opening, it's not opening, it's not opening. You know, 5-10 minutes go by, it's not opening, it's not opening. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do it manually, and yes, it sets the car alarm off, and I can't turn it off. And I'm thinking, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. And it was like, at that moment, I could feel myself going over the edge. I could feel myself in this situation where I was so out of control of the situation. Didn't know what to do, and of course then I start just, you know, I'm angry and I'm crying, and my fellow student was, he's a little bit older than me, and I think he's been around a while, and he's very patient. His whole family is just really sweet. And my sensei drives by, and he's kind of chuckling, because it is kind of funny. It's kind of funny if it's not you. And even for myself, if I could have stepped out and been the observer, I would have found it funny too, but I was not finding it funny at all. I was cold, I was tired, I felt, you know, I had gone for a mammogram in the morning too, and that's always just a really stressful thing. I hadn't gone for a mammogram in a long time, and my sister had an issue a couple months back, and I thought, okay, crap, I gotta go do this. So it was like everything was just conspiring to just, you know, push me over that edge into this, you know, emotional maelstrom. And so I called AAA, and AAA is going, well, we'll have to tow you. And I'm thinking, tow me? Can't you just like pull a plug somewhere and make it stop? And apparently they can't. And I thought, okay, fuck, I'm just going to drive home. I don't care. You know, I know this is my car. I know that I'm not doing anything wrong. If a cop pulls me over, I will tell him through tears what the ridiculous situation is. I can't deal. I just got to get home. And it wasn't that I was all that far. It was like maybe 10, 15 minutes from home. And I thought, I'll go on the freeway. If I'm going fast, maybe people won't notice the stupid noise. So as it turned out, all it did was do a little beep in between. It wasn't the full-on car alarm while I was driving. So I got home, and I thought it was, I got up early this morning. I thought it was the batteries. I got new batteries. It's not the batteries, but ding, 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 something that I had never even thought of before. I don't have to turn that car alarm. If I don't want to use the car alarm, I can do it manually. I just can't open it up when the car alarm is engaged manually. So I've decided that sometime in the next year, I'm going to take this to a place that deals with car alarms and either have the stupid thing just completely removed, or see if they can fix it so that it works better than it does. I mean, clearly it's probably 8 years old. I have no idea how the technology has evolved since then. But it was like this morning, I couldn't focus on anything else until I at least figured out what I was going to do about the situation, which is how I take care of things, which is how I face those things that either scare me or make me unsettled or frustrate me. It's like I just have to figure out, you know, how to deal with this. And clearly I haven't figured out the whole issue with the car alarm, but I have figured out how to use my car and lock my car without dealing with it at all. So, but I felt I was upset because I was so upset, which always makes things worse. And I know that down deep, I know what a lot of that was about, because the feelings that came up, and this is what I tend to do even when I'm going through it, it's like, I know that my reaction right now, this going over the edge, is not really simply about a car alarm that doesn't work. What it is about is my sense of vulnerability, my sense of lacking an intimate support system in my life, you know, somebody else in my home with me who's, you know, yeah, we're in this together sort of thing. And even talking about that now, you know, I can feel that sense in my heart. So perhaps for me in this new year is just continually bringing myself back to knowing that I can rely on what I can rely on within. Don't compare it to anything else. Don't compare it to, you know, when I was married before, or blah, 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 or what somebody else has. And just also continue to build a network of a tribe and a support system here where I am. But, oh God, it was so frustrating! And of course, I had just been talking to my sensei about it. You know, I had just been talking about, oh, shit. Something else I was watching. God damn it! Sorry, you're hearing all the expletives this morning. So, great way to end the year. I hope you're all doing well, and I wish you a happy new year, very safe and fun and all that kind of stuff. All right, bye.